Do you rest Partey?
I
rest Partey.
Why don't we see Butler on Deji? Why don't we see him up front for a change? Because he's been in the squads for how many games and he ain't ever played.
He might not be able to.
He hasn't played a single minute.
The thing about these guys, if they're ready, Arteta will give them game time.
Not at all. Yeah, bro, we ain't winning the league, so who cares whether we finish 12 points behind or 212 points behind?
We ain't winning it. I don't want to finish third or fourth.
Who cares? Second or third, we ain't won the league, so who cares?
You don't realize where we finish.
I care if we finish third or fourth.
You don't realize where we finish in the league might count on which part we finish in, or no, that's not true. What am I saying?
Thank you. Who cares whether we finish second, third, fourth? Nobody cares.
We could finish fifth.
For me, it does. For me, it does in terms of slipping out second. In terms of progression, in terms of
it's not progression. If you want to talk about progression, we can do that on the stream straight after if you want. Yeah, because we could talk about progression. We've gone backwards in every metric, mate. Yeah,
but
Aaron did a show the other day.
Second or third.
Progression, is winning trophies. Yeah, progression. We've gone backwards in goals scored. Yeah, goals scored. We've gone backwards. That's not progression, is it? Progression is second. Well, that's not progression. That's stagnation.
Guys, this is the team.
It's not going backwards.
Based on your metric, but backwards. See, this is the problem with people like yourself that take league finish as progression. Because progression, 8th, 5th, second. Nobody cares. You didn't win it.
Context around this season, man. There's context
around. But the history books. Let me say this, yeah. The history books in 20 years' time, when we all open the history books up and go, oh, who won the league in 2024-25? Oh, it was Liverpool. Next to Arsenal, we finished second. Oh, context in brackets. Nobody cares. Context is a thing that's used on social media to keep a manager job rank good enough.
Of course,
it's on next season for 5 seasons. When are we going to win that?
Yeah, but there's context in terms of injuries, decisions. We were left short.
Everyone gets injuries. We know this at the start of the season.
January transfer window.
The manager said he has the last say on signings, so he's part of the management committee. That has the last say on signings.
In January,
Dan, can you put me on full screen for a second?
Do you know why they didn't give him one? Because they brought in a manager. They brought in Berta, sporting director, who's been brought in by Tim Lewis. Who's this the Kroenke's right-hand man and has been since 2007 to out him. And is it the Denver Nuggets they run? Oh, they sacked the manager the other day. And they sacked the general manager. Do you know why? Why? Tell me, because he's en route for the playoffs, right?
They were fighting amongst each other on the direction of the club. The manager.
Oh, maybe that's why Edu left, lads.
The manager wanted.
Maybe that's why this guy's coming.
The manager wanted experienced players to stay. The director wanted young rookies to be taking over the mantle, and he basically got rid of some of the experienced players after they won a championship. So the Kroenkes. The Kroenkes actually lost control of the back room to the point where
didn't championship a couple of years ago. Didn't they win that a couple of years ago?
To the point where the coach and the director were not even on speaking terms. They were
fantastic.
They were not on
How do we know Edu? How do we know Edu?
And Josh Kroenke, I read about it today. I was listening to Low Post. Cool. Josh Kroenke basically said, we're going to make decisions at the end of the year. Guess what? The playoff starts next week, guys. An NBA playoff starts next week.
And they sacked their manager already and the general manager. Crazy stuff, you know.
They sacked the manager, the general manager. And they basically said, we're
starting tic-tac-toe, because Arteta's next, mate.
The Kroenkes are the cheapest team in the NBA. They have the best player in the world, and they've not invested properly to build a team that can win multiple championships. They won. Wow,
but they won a championship 2 years ago, right?
They won a championship, and they let all the squad depth disappear for nothing.
Okay, cool. Let me ask you this then, yeah. How comes in 6 press conferences, 6 press conferences since Big Berta's been here, Big Man Berta's been here. How comes not once Arteta's been asked about him?
I don't know. They seem like buddies. Berta came to Arsenal from Atletico Madrid, and we just dunked on his biggest rival for the first time.
No, hold on. You said they seem like buddies. You said they seem like buddies. When have you seen them together?
We changed his life. First time.
No, hold up, Agal. You can't just make a throwaway statement about how they seem like buddies, because I see him turn up at training the other day. We see it, DJ. Matty's in the chat. We did this on the stream. We shared the footage. He turns up at training in a suit. Edu turns up in fucking loafers, ankle swingers, and a tight shirt. Yo, hold up. Let me finish. In that clip, in the footage that we see, DJ, you were there, Matty's here, right? So guess what? When did you see them take a picture? And there was a picture everywhere of these two hugging and cuddling, kissing. Because if there is, I'm wrong. Cool. I'll hold my hands up. All I see in the footage that Haters TV put out, was Berta walking around with his arms folded in a suit, observing training, walking and pacing up and down. Six press conferences for the 3 games that we've had before and after, the pre-match to post-match. 6. Not once has Arteta been asked about Berta. Why? Because they made a big deal out of Edu and Arteta together. I know Edu was here first, but they made a big deal out of that, right? So how comes they ain't made a big deal out of Berta and Arteta? Why? Because he's here to sack him.
You ready?
If there's a picture of them together, cool. Fairs.
What's this? What's that?
Well, that's Arteta, mate.
That's not Berta right behind him giving a pat on the back after winning the game.
Oh, that means they're buddies now, yeah.
This is a work relationship.
Is this how weird this is going? He patted him on the back after beating Madrid. Well, of course he's getting.
Lee, what is your angle? I'm confused.
Igau's got you there, Lee, man. You got to hold that.
What is your angle?
He patted him on the back. Cool.
Because he literally, we changed his life. He literally came from...
We've changed his life, you know. Do you know what this guy done at Atleti, by the way? In 12 years... Let
me land.
You joined back in. Shut up.
We've just done something. Diego Simeone wasn't able to do. We beat Real Madrid in the Champions League.
Oh my days! I'll tell you something. Yeah, You know what? Simeone did though. Yeah, he won the Copa del Rey at their ground, mate. He won the Copa del Rey at their ground, mate. Beating them in the final, by the way.
Did he ever win a tie versus Real Madrid in the Champions League? Answer that question, Lee.
Nope. And nobody cares. Nobody cares. Do you know why?
Because he won. Now nobody cares. Why do you care about Andre Berta then? Nobody cares.
Do you know what? Look how giddy this guy is.
Yeah, I'm giddy today. Call me Quagmire.
There you go. You're funny, man. Yeah, you're funny, man. Bro, this guy has come in. Bro, you're from Canada, yeah? Right? You know how it works with general managers. Matty's taught me all of this. I don't know nothing about American sports. Matty, bless up to you, my friend, because Matty teaches me this. Matty's told us straight, this guy is coming to get rid of him. He's coming to get rid of him because the Conkies don't want to sack him. Yeah, because of where he's got us to, and the fans are all happy and this and that. So it'd look bad and a stain on their name and the club, and the fans would be fuming. So now that deal was done in or around January, before or around January. That's why he got no money. You're getting no more money, mate. Yeah, you wasted 80 million quid on Mikel Merino and Calafiori. Yeah, you put them on. Yeah, by the way. Wasted.
Against Real Madrid last night.
One second.
Well done. Now score in the final and win it.
Right to reply.
Come on.
When I finish, then
It's not wasted.
Yeah. So wasted. Yeah. Mikel Merino was on 50 grand a week at Sociedad. We put him on 130. That's an 80 grand pay rise for what? He was the third best midfielder
against Real Madrid. I'll take it.
Well, for one game. This is how desperate we are as a football club. This is how the process is going, lads. One goal is paid off all of his money because he scored against Real Madrid. Yeah, one goal against Real Madrid has paid off. Yeah, 130 grand.
All comps, by the way.
Huh? No, but he just mentioned Real Madrid. He never mentioned the goals against the other teams. He said Real Madrid. I'll take it.
I said since he's been put up front, he scored 7 or 8 goals. I don't know how many.
Fantastic. I see 29 score 12.
I want Lee to stay on this topic because he said something.
We can go live on my channel if you want, because I know Dan and the lads will probably want to get off soon anyway.
I just want to say one thing.
Because I'll fully do this all night.
Lee, Andre Berta was brought into the building because they wanted a different voice. They wanted somebody who's not from within. You yourself, Lee, were champion. You were saying that Arsenal were going to do something messed up and bring in somebody else within, either Eto or Per Mertesacker. You yourself must be happy with the signing of Berta.
Yeah, but guess what? Nobody clips that, Agal, so nobody cares.
I know you are. I seen your tweet. You said the best business we've done in years. Now,
thank you.
This is not.
So why are you asking me that question then?
Now, because I know you, and this is where I'm going to take it to the next stage. It's not just because you like a deal doesn't mean that person's coming to do your business and get rid of the manager you don't like. Their job is to make Arsenal a better team with their experience and a different voice in the room. Because sometimes things get stale. When you have too many people who are very similar and have been working together for a long time, you need to shake it up. And I think this is to shake it up and put some new voices in the room, some new experience, somebody else to be able to give a different opinion on things, because everything's been too similar, everything's been working too much, and you needed a little bit of a change. And if Edu's going to leave, why not bring in a new
why
voice
do you think Edu left though? Like, real talk,
I,
because I've never asked you that. I don't think. Why do you think he left?
What we've heard is he got given a great opportunity to be part of a club, a two-club.
So you believe David Ornstein again?
A multi-club program where he's going to be working as and have a better job than he currently does at Arsenal.
Yeah, but he was on £2.5 million quid a year to fucking get sucked off by Arsenal fans every day.
Before we deflect onto the third point, please let me finish with this main one, okay? Andre Berta. Andre Berta was not brought in to sack Arteta. Andre Berta was not brought in to evaluate Arteta's only. Okay. He's brought in to evaluate the whole club and be a new director of football for the club. Be it evaluate the manager, be it evaluate the players. One thing that he has been specifically asked to do is to go and address that striker position.
Did he tell you that?
Line. Based on what they've been saying, his main objective is this summer. The club's objective.
Yeah, guess what? How many players were we linked to by these same very said journalists in January?
I'm not even talking about journalists. I'm not even talking about journalists.
So where have you heard this then?
Forget about journalists. We have
no. Okay, that's fine. So where have you heard that then?
What?
Forget the journalists. I totally agree because they're full of shit. Yeah. So where have you heard what you just said, that statement? He's been brought in with a very directive to go and buy a striker and sort that position out in the summer. Where have you heard that if the journals ain't told you then? Did he tell you? Did he phone you up?
Obviously, Arsenal's not going to report that.
No, you're guessing now.
No, bro, Lee.
So where have you heard it then? It's a simple question, a simple answer.
1 second, Lee. It doesn't take rocket science.
So now you're guessing then?
No, I'm not guessing.
So where have you heard it?
Lee, you don't want me to state
what are we doing here, Dan? Seriously, mate.
1 second. Lee, you don't want me to state my sources. You don't want me to state my sources because if I say David,
man's got sources, yeah, bro. What a sack of sauce.
If I state Sky Sports, Fabrizio Romano, or David Ornstein, immediately you're going to call it bullshit. And if I tell you use your eyes and just evaluate the squad and see what the problems are.
I've used my eyes and I've looked at the wage bill, and our wage bill is embarrassingly bad.
Forget about the wage bill.
Okay, we'll forget about that. Okay, cool.
Let's just talk about the main thing. The main reason why this whole topic I jumped on it is because you said Andre Berta was brought in here to replace Arteta or something like that. I said
he was brought in.
I think that's the biggest bullshit you've ever heard.
Me properly. Yeah, if you're going to quote me, use my words properly. Okay, right? Because when we quote the manager, we use his words. DJ does it, Kenny does it, Dan does it. When we quote the managers, we quote his actual words. That's why I do press conference reactions. That's why they're all on my channel, because he chats shit and we hold him accountable to the shit he chats. The same as you hold me accountable, same as I hold you guys accountable, yeah? Right? You've just said to me, right? Yeah, oh, I've got sources, cool. Yeah? Well, who then? Oh, I can't reveal them, whatever. Yeah, cool. This guy, I said, has been brought in, yeah, because they've looked at that wage bill. Edu has walked out of this football club because they had an argument in the summer, yeah, over certain players coming in and out.
Based on what?
Based on AFTV doing a live, right? Listen, with Cecil, Yardman, I think Potts, you might have been on that. Yeah, and Robbie, right? And I've sat there and I've heard Cecil going, oh, blah, oh, Edu's posted a tweet out, Robbie. Then Robbie gets kicked off because he's read out the tweet. I'm like, what? Edu ain't even got Twitter, bruv. And so now I'm thinking, what's going on here? What's going on here? Like, what are we doing here? Right?
All of a sudden, Edu has a burner Twitter.
I'll get out of here, Raquel. My point is, Edu's...
No, seriously. I'm asking you a question.
Hold on, let him finish. Let him finish.
Bro, I'm going off of what they said on that stream, bruv. Yeah? They kicked Robbie off the stream 3 times. Yeah? And then edited that bit out. Took the stream down and uploaded it again. So what's Edu said to them that Robbie said on stream? Because I never see it. My chat was lighting up that day. I've never seen it. I didn't see the footage, bro. The clip got edited out. So I don't know what Edu text or DM'd or tweeted or put out to the public. I don't know, bruv. But my chat was going crazy. Yo, AFTV alive, and Robbie's just said this and this and this, and Edu's tweeted it out. I was like, Edu ain't got Twitter. I'm searching Twitter.
Yeah, but you know, Lee.
So hold on. My point is, I think, Yeah, when he comes off gardening leave on the 1st of July, which is the end of that year's current contract, this year's current contract, yeah, I think he's going to do an interview wherever he goes, Forest or Olympiacos, whatever club he's working for next. I don't know. I think he's going to say something that you're not going to be liking. Yeah, maybe he'll say something I don't like. I don't know. But based off of what my chat were telling me that day, and they've edited the clip out, something's gone down there that Robbie probably shouldn't have said. I don't know what he said because I didn't see it, bruv. Yeah, didn't see it. My point is, Tim Lewis has worked with KSC since 07. That guy's come in, what, 18 months, 2 years ago? The guy with the funky hair that he just needs to shave off.
Tim Lewis,
next thing, Vinay quits. Well, where's he now? Has anyone heard of him? He was on $2.5 million a year. Why has he quit? Yeah, then Edu quits. Why have they both quit a job where they're getting paid $2 million plus a year each? Why? Because the manager had too much power. Now they've looked at the wage bill. Let me finish and I'll shut up. Now they've looked at the wage bill. And if you look at our wage bill, Calafiori was on 12 grand a week at Bologna. He's on 120. Why? How have you given him 10x his wages, bruv? Yeah, we could do this with all of them. Yeah, I'm not going to do that now because it's late and you guys want to go. Yeah, cool. However, the next guy that comes in is the guy that has £100 million net spend in 12 years at Atleti. Does that not give alarm bells? Hello, light bulbs are on. Oh, this is a light bulb, guys. We've got KSE's top man as one of our top boys now. And now the 100 million net spend man that can find gems left, right, and centre has now come in. Does that not wake you up and say, yo, this is why this guy never got any money in January because that deal was already done. They announced it. Later, he's not been mentioned in a press conference out of 6 press conferences. Yeah. And guess what? Our wage bill fucking stinks. Tierney's leaving for free. Partey's leaving for free. Yeah. What's his name? Jorginho's leaving for free. We've got our 2 top strikers that are not strikers on £500,000 a week. Yeah. We've now got a DM up front. Yeah. We've got a fucking centre back at right back. Yeah. We've got a centre back at, a midfielder at left back. Yeah, we've got a 6 in an 8 and an 8 in a fucking 6. We've got a 10 in an 8 and this and that. What are we doing here? It's a mess. They have had enough. And that is why them 2 guys have been brought into this football club. His time is up, mate. Yeah, it might be in the next year. It might be in the next 2 years. He's gone.